Hello. Can you guys hear me? I see Tori. I see Cindy, Stephanie. Woo! I see Heather.
I have lots of action-packed stuff going on back here, so I can't remember how to blur the background.
It's okay. I kind of like it.
Okay, it's busy. I have my crash table.
Oh, but I love seeing all that. Even if it is a distraction.
30 minutes, y'all. It took 30 minutes. And they
30
came
minutes.
to me.
And what did she get?
$220. She got the foundation.
$20.
She got the Aqua Lumiere set, but I had to kind of piecemeal it together because we're at a cleanser still. But I had one, so I just was like, oh, just give me $30 for it. I don't even know how much it is. And then she got her first purchase thing. She was in the group, one of the groups or whatever that we posted because Mel had that genius idea to post in groups.
Oh, yeah. Like Colleyville Mom.
Yeah, because that would be Mel. See, I feel like the Brady Bunch.
Does that mean I get a commission?
That means you get a hug.
You owe Mel.
I don't hug. That does nothing for me.
I know, I don't either. That's like a big thing. You get a Heather hug.
I'm having camera malfunctions, but I think I got it.
I know. I had to find my camera
to my computer.
Okay, well, let's get started. It's straight up 12 o'clock. I'm all about let's get it started. Y'all, I'm so excited for this collaboration of greatness. You have no idea the impact that you are going to have in your businesses just from being present a couple of times a month. It's all about learning something new, taking one thing away from one live. You don't have to take away 5 things. It's okay. One thing. And you know what? If you're here to get your cup filled, that's okay too. So we would love to have your cameras turned on. We don't care how you show up. Isn't that great? Y'all, I'm barefoot. I know it isn't like a thing. So we don't care if your hair's messed up, if your house is a wreck, if the dog's running around, I got a cat in my lap. We are just thrilled to have you. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Heather Wickstrom and have been in direct sales now for 22 years. And this was the best decision that Abigail made me do. She made me. She pushed start. So who am I turning it over to next? Is it who's doing Reco? Where's
okay, me for just 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do intro for everyone.
So
and then I'll do recognition.
Yes, we're gonna introduce and we're also gonna get a picture. I'll give it like a couple more minutes, but don't let me forget to get the picture. Social proof, okay? But just wanted to recognize that we have some new leaders that are going to be doing trainings, in fact, today. So Heather Wickstrom and Mel Murray, we had already been kind of doing these meetings together and then reached out to Christine and Laura. And after going to Summit, just really connected with them and thought, wow, this is going to level up and elevate our meeting this much more to collaborate with them. And I think it helps connect our team. So I'm going to encourage you guys, whoever's on the call or the Zoom, whatever, to be intentional about connecting with those women and being a support, because part of what we offer and part of I think it's one of the most fun things is the sisterhood, is the collabs, is the synergy. So real quick, everyone needs to be introduced, because if you're in Christine or Laura's group, you don't necessarily know who myself or Heather or Mel is. So Mel, you're in. I'm just going clockwise and you're first. So give us your 30-second rundown. Who is Mel?
Sorry if y'all hear my dogs. There's somebody cutting grass and I just had to go shut the door. But so my name's Mel Murray. I've been with Bellamy like exactly 2 years this month. I think I joined like May 15th, something like that. So I'm a hairdresser, makeup artist by trade. And so I do 90% of my business in person sales, and my team does a ton of that too. So it's funny that I'm a huge believer in your vibe attracts your tribe. And so a lot of my girls do vendor events, coffee, you know, have people come over for coffee and end up doing makeup and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I guess that's it. If you want to do in-person sales, I'm your gal.
I love that. And I love that we have like a nice variety of different ways we all work our business. Heather, you're next, mama. Tell us about you.
Me?
Yeah, you. We all have, because you need to introduce yourself to Christine and
Oh.
the people. So
Am I
talk
muted?
about
Okay,
yourself.
Yay! Okay. So my name is Heather Wickstrom and I live in Mansfield, Texas. Proud mama to two adult children. Adult children are the best. Just so you know, I'm giving you all hope. Mine is bringing me lunch. Gosh, started Bellamy as a complete fluke because that girl, Abigail Uno, wanted to change companies and I was like, me too. So it's been almost a year and we waited for the red flags. We waited for the catches. We waited for all the gotchas and it's, oh my gosh, 11 months later and haven't found one. So I am so excited to have everybody on here. I'm super excited to have a meeting of the minds with all these genius women. And your tribe, your vibe attracts your tribe. And let me tell you, do you hang out, you become very clear on your priorities when you hang out with the 5 people in your circle. And I choose these. I choose these.
And we choose you. Okay, Laura, you're next, mama. Oops, yeah.
Unmute this thing. Okay. Let's make sure I was being quiet. My name is Laura Simpkins. I am a mom, a wife, and a retired RN. And who, you know, I retired before my children were born. So they think that I don't do anything but drive the car around and drop them off at events. But I used to take care of gunshot wounds and all those things. So, you know, sometimes I have to remind them. But anyway, I joined Bellamy the end of December quietly. And I let everybody know publicly second week of January. So have not been doing Bellamy for that long. But what I can tell you that I bring to the table is that when you are with a company that you have to claw and fight your way to the top and never see the top, not even the beginning of the top, no matter how hard you work, when you find a place that rewards your hard work and pours into you, allowing you to not have to claw your way, then your talents get to shine and you find yourself around like-minded people. And when that happens, like, it's a beautiful thing. And so, you know, I look back on my years in this industry and, oh, thank you. And, you know, sometimes it breaks my heart because I see people still struggling on the other side of the fence with other companies, and you just want to run around like grabbing them and bringing them over. And, you know, sometimes it looks like that's happening for some people. They're bringing people over. But what I can say to you is that, and what I'm going to talk about today is that people are watching and they are really paying attention to you and your authenticity. And so for me, that's what I found here. And I did look for the fine print very hard because I did not want to leave one company only to step in mess again. Okay. And so I haven't found it. And I've looked really hard. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to meet those of you that I have not met before. And hopefully, if I haven't met you, that I'll see you in August.
Awesome. Thank you, Laura. I'll go real quick and then I'm going to turn it to Christine because she's going to recognize y'all. But I was a high school teacher for 7 years, but actually started my journey in network marketing in the beauty industry 23 years ago. So I was in college and I put together that if I sold a little bit, I figured out how much I had to sell to make $12 a week. Like, that's what I was excited about. It would pay for my lunches at this cheap Mexican restaurant. Anyway, I was thrilled, and that's where my journey started. But being with another company for a long time, I became sort of like Laura, you become disenchanted with certain things. And when I came across Omni and Kristen Vance, I saw something different. I saw where the holes were being patched up, like the things I didn't love that were lacking, they were here at Bellamy. And then now being here for 11 months, it just affirms the decision. It has been so good meeting these women. I mean, the 5 of us leaders here, but also many of y'all that we work with or we've met. It's an exciting place to be, pioneering something with other women. And I could go on, just like the rest of y'all. And by the way, I've done in person. In fact, that's what I did mostly up until like 2020. So it's like we kind of do the hybrid thing. But now I'm actually mostly online. So love both of them. And Christine, I'm excited to hear from you. And then she's going to get recognition. Oh, picture. If you can come on to your, like, turn your camera on just for the picture, because this will be the one that's, in all the Instagram stories and whatnot. So get your fabulous smile on. Okay, y'all ready? Oh, I have it on selfie mode. Hold on. I need the picture of you guys. There we go. Okay, yay! Hi. Awesome. Okay. Photo shoot is done. Let's hear from Christine.
All right. So first of all, I have to just shout out my girls that are on here. Hi, it's so good to see y'all. And I have been here. I was listening to all of you talk, and I guess I'm the oldest person at Bellamy here, because I joined a month before Mel did. So it was 2 years in April for my team and I, which was crazy. And I'm so thankful that we are here presently. Without getting into like where my team has been, we are coming out of like a hibernation season, if you will. And I am so excited for this, for my girls to have, I don't know why that's going to make me emotional. Holy cow. For my girls to have other women to run alongside of that are amazing, who are smarter than me, who have other, other ideas. Like, I'm just excited for the community. Hi, Avi. And for, yes, community is big for my team and I. And so for the women to be here who are showing up today, to me says so much, because they're not only excited about community again, but like meeting with, what'd you call it, Abigail? Meeting of the minds. Like, I love that. Like, and I'll be honest in saying, you guys will notice one of my weaknesses is business mind. Like, that's not my strength. I am a people person. I love people. I want people to win. I want to encourage you and lift you up. And my girls will also come alongside of you and cheer you guys on. So I am already excited about the meeting of the minds and how all of us are so different, but every piece of the body is so important and we work better together. And so I'm just happy that we're all here and excited to see what this does for y'all's businesses, honestly. So now we get to do some recognition. Yes. Yes. Okay. So we're going to start. This is from the previous month. Okay. So from April, and you can raise your hand. You can, if you're not on screen, I'm trying to see who's not on. If you're not on camera, you can do the raise hand, on the Zoom, you can hit the raise hand button. But we just want to take a moment and like acknowledge all of your accomplishments from the previous month. And this is something that we will do every single month. Yes. Recognition for your numbers for the month of April. Okay. So we're going to start with the senior brand partner rank, 250 in personal or total, is it downline sales volume is what they call it. Go ahead and raise your hand so we can shout you out if that was you. Wouldn't it be cool if we could actually hear clapping and not just my voice? It would be cool. Heather, you want to come off of mute and clap? That would be cool.
I might go get some music. You just
Yes. Oh, get music.
I should have my little clapper, my baracas.
I'll see if my phone, y'all might not be able to hear it. Might be kind of pitiful. We'll see what we can do. And by the way, so we don't, it doesn't look, it looks like everybody on here passed up 250. So like,
That's what I was thinking. Yep. Okay, next up is executive brand partner. So that is 500 in personal sales or total downline volume. Yay, Tori. Congratulations, Tori. Amazing job. Tammy, congratulations. Amazing. Anybody else? I do not want to overlook anyone. Way to go, ladies. And next is Diamond Brand Partner. So that is your $1,500 in personal sales or total team volume. Go ahead and raise your hand. Yay, Stephanie. Congratulations. Who else? Who else? Anybody else? Yay, Heather. Yes. Exciting. Congratulations.
All Heathers are
Wonderful.
great.
All Heathers are great. Oh my God. And then I think I'm about to flub up. Is it help Abigail? Oh, Heather, you're off of mute too. Are we going straight to director here? Yes.
Is that the
Stephanie's
next
like, yep,
step?
you're the newbie.
So
That's what we
you don't
do.
have to know the plan. You just have to know where you land.
There we go. And I just have to land this plane and be done with recognition and pass it on. That's right. Okay. So if you
No,
hit
you're right,
director-
though. It's
Okay.
senior exec, diamond, then director. Yeah.
Okay, great. And then if you hit director in the month of April, please raise your hand so that we can acknowledge you. Yay, Tracy! Congratulations.
Woo, Tracy, it's your birthday. Go Tracy.
It was her birthday in April though. Hey, awesome. Did I miss anyone? I don't think I did. If y'all saw a hand that I did not, okay, because I'm not on a computer. I just realized this takes longer than just looking at a screen. So wonderful job, everyone. I actually did intend, and maybe y'all will give me another shot at recognition next month and we can talk about the levels and the percentages because I heard that and then forgot that. So, all right. Who am I handing over to? Laura?
Okay,
Yes.
real quick, hold
Okay.
on, real quick. One
Okay.
thing. So Tracy, you are our top in recognition. Is there one or two things that you either do consistently or you think you did a little different last month that have helped you to hit director? And to, or to just be
Well,
consistently achieving?
I just was typing in the chat that I think it's really important just to stay consistent. This was actually our 23rd month in a row to maintain director or above. So, I just hit my 2-year anniversary on April 29th. So I don't count my first month because it was 2 days long, but anyway.
So every
Um,
single month you've been a director.
Yeah. And
That
I
is
just think
huge.
like, I think just staying consistent, like, and teaching people to do what you're doing and like, don't let them, I don't know, like people get like flustered by it, but just they see you doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? So like, if I stop working, it doesn't look good for my team, right? But as soon as I post, I'll see 5 of my teammates post. Sorry, you're hearing my 2-year-old right now. But like they follow what I'm doing. And so I've just stayed consistent in order to keep them consistent. Like it's accountability. So, and also Christine is the most consistent and incredible leader. So that helps me attend too. So
Speed of the leader is the speed of the gang, right? And if y'all follow Tracy, if you don't, you should, because she's just fun. And it's like every day she shows up for her business and it doesn't have to be a big, huge deal. She makes it fun. Her life is in it. And anyway, awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Thank you for sharing. All right, Miss Laura, I'm ready to hear the training. I know we all are.
Okay, so my training today is going to be on something that sounds super simple, but quite honestly is something that I think that we all could work on in this industry, and that is trust and building trust, but not only building it, but maintaining it. And, oftentimes we hear about trust and we think, okay, well, that's just about building it with our followers or our clients, because those of us that do in person, so I call them clients. I'm sure Mel and whatever everybody else does calls them clients, but your customers. It's not just about that. It's also in your teams, because at the end of the day, and just speaking from a personal standpoint, if I feel like I'm watching someone and they tell me something as simple as an Amazon find. Okay. And their times of showing up on social media have built trust for me, then I'm going to trust what they say. If I have a friend who I have trust in and they say, oh, well, oh my gosh, I found this great lipstick. I'm going to run and get the lipstick. Okay. Let's just be honest. And I think that anybody who says, well, no, I wouldn't run get it. Well, eventually you will. Like we do that, right? Like we do that. And I think that, that part of it and that way of looking at trust is something that sometimes gets watered down or forgotten. And so I wanted to really talk on it today because it's the cornerstone of my business. It's the cornerstone of the way I handle my friendships. It's the way I handle my team. And so I feel like if you can take anything away from this today, it's two things: how important that trust is, and also ways that either you're doing it to build it, or ways that you could change things or add things to build it. Have you ever followed someone on social media and you feel like every week the next shiny thing is showing up in their reels? And over the course of a month, you've learned how 5 or 6 separate eyeliners are better. And you're just sitting there going, well, I bought the other 4 that you said, so what makes this 5th one different? And you're literal. I mean, I'm sitting here like preaching to myself because I feel that, and I feel that frustration when I see it. So when I started in this business, I started doing this like full time over 2 years ago. So not that long compared to my 20-year-old queens next to me and on other sides of me. But I just remember thinking, what is going to be my grab? What do I bring to the table? Because there's plenty of people showing up on social media talking about their favorites. Okay. So what are you going to bring to the table, Laura, that is going to be valuable enough to the people watching you or listening to you or coming to your home for a makeover or anything like that? What are you bringing that can oftentimes separate you, or at a minimum have a draw to you, right? And I kept falling back on the word trust. And so I have notes, because if I don't use notes, I will like talk for days because I just love people. And these other 4 amazing women up here that I've gotten a chance to get close to, they know I like to talk. So anyway, all right. So what does trust look like for you? Like what, do you feel like trust is, well, I just show up and tell people what I like? Well, yeah. I mean, yes, that's true. But when it comes to trust, the number one thing that comes to mind for me is authenticity. Okay. And that kind of goes back to what I said just a second ago about, if I'm showing up every day telling somebody about a new eyeliner, and I'm saying, well, this is great. And then the next day I'm saying, well, it's great. And this one's better. Well, then eventually the authenticity starts to just move over to the side. Okay. And so I'm using the eyeliner just as something very simple. But even if that's in your life, like your authenticity about, am I just showing up to sell somebody something, or am I showing up because I really want to affect change in their life? And, for me, my previous company, I could say that I was just showing up to be authentic about the makeup that I was using. There wasn't a skincare that was available with the company that I would put my name behind. That's just wasn't their deal. That's not negative to them. It just wasn't their deal. So for me, it was like showing up and showing the makeup that I use, and then making it easy for someone else to replicate what I do, right? So if they buy the makeup from me, then they can have it at their home and they can do it themselves without having to have me there to help them. And, I kind of went off of that thing where we were, you go in Sephora and you drop $200 and then you get home and you're like, what did she say? I don't remember. I don't remember where she put this. I don't remember what she said. And then maybe you go back the next day and that person's gone. So for me, the authenticity was, okay, I can be consistent. I can make sure my customer service is there for them, so I can answer all the questions and all that. I brought that into Bellamy. I mean, I didn't change any of that in my business, but what changed for me in Bellamy is that I was able to add the wellness part into my life. And not only that, I received almost like this, not that I ever hid anything about myself or what I believe or whatever, but the authenticity was able to just literally be watered and have sunshine shine on it. So it grew. Like, I can show up and share testimonies about how, the Hydrate Boost helped my dad in his last days on this earth, and how it's helped me and all, people just in my family and friends and all that becomes where your authenticity starts to draw people to you, because if they can relate to you, then they're going to follow you. If they cannot relate to you, they're going to scroll by with that thing in the back of their mind saying, well, that looks great, but I can't do that. Okay, well, love that eye combo, but I'm terrible at eyeshadow. And they just keep scrolling. They don't engage on your page. They more than likely are not going to buy from you. They're going to go and buy from someone that they can relate to. So being authentic helps you become more relatable. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, listen actively. How many times have you had someone talk to you and you're listening, thinking the next thing you're going to say? Are you really listening to what they're saying? Are you listening when this person is complaining because the makeup is not lasting on their skin? The makeup is not, it's doing XYZ and it's a negative XYZ. And you're listening, thinking you're about to tell this person how great it is. Okay, that person is not listening. That customer is not listening to how great you think the makeup is, because you're not solving their problem. So if you're actively listening to their problem, if it is the makeup, okay, have we delved into, the skin? Like, is your skin dry? Is it the right shade? And sometimes that's us having to fall on our own deal going, okay, maybe I shade matched them wrong. Let's redo this. Like, I find myself saying to people often, hey, listen, if I got it wrong, let's get it right. What do you think that's going to do? There, two things. They're going to say, wow, she really listened to me. Then they're going to say, I can trust her. She's going to fix it. They're not going to quickly return that product. They're going to hang on and give you an opportunity to fix it. So listening actively is the largest part of that situation right there. Providing value. If you go and look at your Instagram or your Facebook, or maybe even your last few sessions of in-person, did you provide value to that person? Because if you provide value to them, to their lives, they're going to come back to you. It's like, if I have a trough of water and I keep it filled with water, then the animals are going to come back to my house to drink out of that trough. They're not going to go to my neighbor's house down the street who never puts out any water for animals. Now, I'm not saying go do that, because you might get all the strays in the neighborhood. But what I'm saying is that if you're providing value, that person is, number one, they're going to follow you. Number two, they're going to more than likely come to you to meet their need. Okay. Now, for an in-person situation, let's talk about providing value. For me, for this particular training, I wanted to look back on that, because people say, okay, well, providing value online is easy, but if someone's in my house, what does that look like if I'm doing a makeover or whatever? And I'll take one of my makeovers I just did the end of last week. And she was so frustrated with her skin. She just kept talking about, I can never get my makeup right. It just never looks good. It never stays, within a few hours, it's off on my chin and all the things. And so I'm hearing her say that, but I'm looking at the situation as I'm actively listening. this is not about her makeup. It may be like we may can figure out that her makeup is not doing its job as well, whatever brand she was using before. But what I saw in front of me and what I was hearing was skincare problems. And she kept saying, I'm oily and I'm all that. Guess what? She wasn't oily. She was screaming for hydration. So I literally took an alcohol pad to her face and I wiped it of everything. Now, that sounds crazy, but I didn't want anything on her face that she brought to me, right? I could have cleaned her and did all the things, but I wasn't taking her in my bathroom. I mean, we just wasn't going to go that route because it was a session. So I just wiped it all. And I started with our skincare that I would recommend for her. We chatted about each one, why it was important, and then I dried it down so it'd be a little faster. Then I did her makeup. I cannot tell you, within 2 days, she spent $500. Did I enter that situation thinking, oh, well, I'm going to get her to spend a lot of money? No, I entered it by providing value to her, and that is actively listening and figuring out what she really needed and what her skin really needed. So in that, we're going along with trust. Okay. My next thing is follow-up. And sometimes we forget about that. Sometimes we forget about how follow-up actually builds the trust, because we can talk about actively listening and adding value and all the things, but what happens when they purchase? Maybe they are going to just dip their toe in the water and they're going to buy just the Glow Juice. And based on, talking to them and all, they need the skincare, they need the makeup, they need to really change some things, but they're going to just test you out. Okay. They say they're testing your products, but they're really testing you and whether or not what you're saying is the products that you're recommending, what you're teaching, what you're saying is really what they need. And are you really being truthful, or are you just trying to sling products? They're waiting for that. So they're going to test you out. So what happens? They buy the Glow Juice and then you don't say a word. And they're just sitting there thinking, they won't ever say it to you, but they're thinking, okay, I bought it. No different than walking in, Sephora and you bought something. Sephora's not going to call you and ask you how you liked it. They're just not. So what separates us and where the trust is built is the follow-up. You reach out to them, whatever medium you choose to do that through is fine. You reach out to them and you ask the questions and actively listen, because maybe it's something as simple as, oh, I ordered the raspberry limoncello and I don't like it. Not a problem. Let me show you how to exchange that. Maybe they live close to you and you have a bag of Appletini and they want to try that, swap it out. If you can do that, swap it out. Always look for ways where you can show up for them through a follow-up, because they're going to, that's one more little notch in their mind of the trust that you are building with them. Okay. But you're also providing support. I think that's the biggest thing too with a follow-up, is that they feel supported. So when they think of you, which is your brand, your face, your name is your brand, they are thinking, okay, I can trust her. I can trust her because of all these things, and what happens with that? The next point, referrals. That's where that trust ends up, is referrals. They're telling people they know. You can ask them for referrals, because when you've gotten to that point with them and you have invested the things that I just talked about in them, you talk to them about a referral, or you offer some sort of like giveaway or something on your page or whatever, they're going to be like that. They're going to be on it to refer you, or they're going to be on it to hop on a live and like go, yes, I got that. And she was right about that. And so what happens when someone validates you? It's literally like tenfold for you to validate. You can validate yourself all day long, but when someone else validates you, it brings in way more return on your investment of time. So that's when I think you should move into, when you've built that, into asking for referrals. Because if you ask for a referral before you do what we've just talked about, you look like a salesperson. And it's interesting because I've had that said to me so many times, like, oh, I'm just not a salesperson. Oh, I just couldn't do what you do because I don't sell. I'm not a salesperson. Okay. I spent 20 years putting people back together. I wasn't trying to sell them anything because most of them couldn't talk to me. Okay. So I'm not a salesperson, but I love people, and I try to bring value to the table and build their trust. And so in that, they want to have what I have. If I'm showing them my skin and I'm doing all the work to that point, then I mean, you literally could sell them anything because the trust is there, but you're not really trying to sell them, right? Another way to build trust is showing appreciation. I think, and I'm guilty of this myself, and I'm just telling you, when we do these trainings, I know I probably can speak for all the other ladies here. It's never about, I do all these things right and I'm just telling you what to do. It's never about that. We all learn, we all can do better in our own pockets of this business, and in different ways we can do better. And so I just want to make sure I say that during this, is that if you're listening to me and you're thinking, oh my gosh, well, she must do all these things right. No, I don't. I consistently could do better in each one of these categories that I'm talking about. But the key is knowing that and continually showing up to try and do better, right? Because that's what people see. You're not expected to be 100% in your business every second of every day, because I'm going to tell you, if you're setting that expectation on yourself, you will continually be frustrated, stressed out, and you'll feel like a failure. When you lay the groundwork correctly, and you have to take a day off, a week off, or anything like that, your people that you have built that trust with, they are going to be there. They are going to show up. They are not going to leave and go somewhere else and buy something else. They're just not, because you've been authentic with them. You have built that trust, and they're going to be there. So this is the groundwork to make sure that's there when you do have to take a moment away, or maybe you don't feel good. Like, you just really don't have it in you to show up that day. Not a problem. Not a problem, because you've done the work, right? So in the appreciation, this is where I have to get better. You get so, as your business gets built bigger and you start doing things, and even if you're working a full-time job and you're like, oh my gosh, I got this large, like 4 or 5 large sales. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, over a month, whatever. Maybe you got one. When is the last time you've celebrated a customer? When is the last time you have sent a thank you note? What about giving a reward or a discount? And I'm going to tell you something right now. If you think that your business is not big enough to give some sort of giveaway or reward or something, what about a $5 Starbucks gift card? Do you know how many people go crazy about a $5 Starbucks gift card? Because guess what? When they open up that wallet and that gift card you sent them is sitting there, they're going to think of you. And I'm going to tell you, we probably, if we're honest with each other, we waste $5 a day at some point. Like, somewhere we've wasted $5 a day. So even if you did $5 a month in a gift card, it's not about the amount of it or even the gift card. It's about the people that are following you and choosing to scroll by your page. It's about them saying, yeah, I like her because she just really cares about her people. Right? Like, that's what you're getting from it. It's not about you giving, if we could all give away $1 million, that'd be great. We probably wouldn't be sitting here, right? So it's not about the gift, it's about the thought. And how many times we heard that in our life, right? So I just want to recap real quick, and then I will be finished. So number 1, be authentic. Number 2, listen actively. Number 3, provide value. 4, follow up. 5, ask for referrals. 6, show appreciation. And then number 7, I want to open it up. of any of these that we've talked about, is there anything you guys want to add to any of them? Because we all have a voice here. Just because the 5 of us are leading this, we all have a voice. So you may have something that can add to this, whether it's a story with a customer or anything that someone else in the group may go, oh, wow, that's awesome. I didn't think about that. So I would like to open it up for questions or for you guys to add anything to any of those topics or just trust in general. Everybody's quiet. Okay. So I will kick it back to whoever wants to end it.
I'll take it because I always bless us out. Something that did cross my mind, I had somebody reach out the other day. It was a team member and she had gone through, it could easily have been a customer. She was going through something really, a big loss personally. And so I just sent her a card uplifting her with that. So it was nothing about the product. And I know we can't do that for every single customer, be on top of their whole life sequence. But if I've started just having a deck of cards, like a deck of cards, but basically a deck of thank you or sympathy or whatever, and just pop them out, have your stamps ready to go and do a couple in the morning. You could do birthdays if nothing seems actively to come to mind. And birthday cards, huge. Again, it's just investing in them a little bit past the norm, and people don't forget that. I had a dentist office. You're so right, Laura. They sent us $5 gift cards, Starbucks, on our birthdays. And I'm like, wait, is this real? I was so floored. I was like, they just sent me a Starbucks. I was like, no dental office. You know, it's usually like their fake signature at the bottom. I'm like, this is a real card. So I never forgot that anyway. So
And Abigail doesn't drink Starbucks. She
and I
doesn't
don't
drink,
even,
but she's excited about getting a Starbucks card.
I
I'm
don't
just
even
saying, people don't care what it is. They just want to feel, wow, you
Yeah.
thought that I won, or I got it, or I thank you. That's all they want.
Mhm.
You can always grab an egg bite or a lemon loaf. Listen, there's things to get in Starbucks.
Ooh,
I
like
think I got a cookie. You know, the
And the
cookies
cake
with the
pops.
icing?
Yep.
I can't do it.
And real quick, just to add that, I just did this the other day. I did a giveaway where I sent Amazon gift cards. That was part of the giveaway. And it was so quick and easy. And you can choose any dollar amount and you can just send it to their email. I didn't have to do anything. I was literally at 10 o'clock at night sending these things out. And the amount of response like I got from that, like people were blown away that I took the time to just send them an Amazon gift card. And what does it do? They add it to their next purchase or whatever they want to do. So it's so many ways we can do that. And you already have their emails in your back office. So it's really, really simple, but it's always the thought. It's always the thought that counts as not necessarily the gift. So.
Absolutely. Chick-fil-A cards too. Yes, Heather. God's chicken. There you go. Okay. All right. I am going to bless us out. We love you guys so much. I know it's a lot to invest any of your precious time. So thank you so much for being on. Just to simply see each other's faces has been a gift. So I'm going to bless us out for the rest of the week. Here we go. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May you know that if God is for you, who can be against you? With God on your side, whom shall you fear? May you be like a tree that is planted by rivers of living water, that your leaf will not wither, and whatsoever you do, it shall prosper. Y'all have a wonderful week. We love you guys.